Welcome to the Snap Synopsis of The American Werewolf in London. Woo! Everyone clap.
Yeah, baby.
Rumored to be the best of all of the werewolf movies, at least rumored by the things that I looked up on the internet recently. So we watched it. Anyway, this is our 5-minute summary of The American Werewolf in London. Joe, are you going to carry this one?
I can. Yep.
That would be great.
I got you.
All right, we should start soon.
Give me that time. Give me that time clock. Give me the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, two American buddies, David and Jack, are backpacking in northern England. They get dropped off in the middle of nowhere by a sheep herder who's just driving around with the sheep in the back of his truck. These two buddies are just off on a little college break, little vacation, and they are walking through the countryside of northern England. They come to this quaint little town with a one pub called the Slaughtered Sheep. And they go inside, and as soon as they come in, the pub is full of Englishmen, and they all stop talking and stare at them angrily and menacingly. And these two American boys are confused. They're tired and wet, but they need some food and drink, so they stay for a little bit anyway. Then they come to find out that they're not welcome. They get told to leave after Jack gets asked about the 5-pointed star on the wall. So
they're told to leave because, they're told to leave and they have to walk out into the dark. And the bartender's kind of upset by it. She's like, "We really should go after them because, otherwise it's murder." And then they're walking through the woods, just talking about what a good time they're gonna have, and also kind of like, that was weird. I don't know why they kicked us out, but I'm sure we're still going to have a good time. We're going to make the most out of this. They were told explicitly to stay on the path and do one other thing that I forgot.
Beware the moon. That's it.
Oh, beware the moon and stay on the path. And so they don't stay on the path. And then they hear, oh, and all the people in the pub hear that, oh. And then the people in the pub were like, "I didn't hear anything. Nor I. They're basically like, these boys are going to die and we're not going to do anything about it." So anyway, what happens, Joe?
All right, so the two boys get attacked by a werewolf. One of them gets real ripped up, Jack. And just in time before David gets mauled, the townspeople show up and shoot the werewolf. So Jack is dead. David is now, the werewolf is dead too. It was a man. And David is sent to England to rehabilitate in a hospital there. He starts befriending a woman, one of the nurses, and she's very nice to him. A doctor also is nice to him, but David is having nightmares and visions of his potential werewolfiness, and he doesn't know how to handle them because it all seems fake. He's in shock. He doesn't know what's going on, and his nightmares are starting to get worse and worse and worse as the time passes. He's been in the hospital for 3 weeks before he woke up, so soon the new full moon will be coming.
And that's when his friend shows up and says, "Hey, David, by the way, you're a werewolf, and every person you kill is going to be undead and has to roam the earth. So you got to kill yourself before that happens." And he's like kind of a ghouly-looking dude. And David's like, whatever. I'm just going to go home and stay with this nurse and like fall in love with her and, do all that fun stuff. And so on the night of the first, full moon, he's at the nurse's house that he's now, bedded and, romantically entangled with. And she goes to her night shift at the hospital, and he's trying to kill time. And then he just freaks out and turns into a wolf. And then we get to see him stalk a bunch of people and kill a bunch of people. And then he wakes up in the zoo, none the wiser, and then has to, like, gallivant back home naked. And he's just feeling great. He's super happy. He, gets back to his nurse's friend's house, and there she's like, "Oh, it's good. We're glad you're alive, and everything's fine." And then he hears the news about what happened. Joe.
Once he hears he and the nurse are driving to the hospital just because the doctor wants to check up on him because the doctor's aware of all these murders. David and the nurse are taking a taxi because they haven't heard the news yet. And then when the taxi driver informs them of the murders of the previous night. So David freaks out. He knows it's him. He tries to go and get arrested by a bully and causes a big old scene, but he doesn't get arrested. Then he runs to a movie theater where he has another vision of Jack and his ghouliness telling him all these people he's killed in the previous night are now the undead, and he transforms once again to this full moon, goes on another killing rampage, and gets cornered in an alley when the nurse shows up. A SWAT team has showed up at this point. There's a big old scene, but the werewolf David is cornered. The nurse walks down to him, tries to console him and get him to not cause any more damage, but in a moment of last panging fear and craziness, he jumps at the nurse to try and eat her, but he gets shot and killed first.
Dun, dun, dun. Great job, Joe. That was very tight. Good work.
That was tight.
Man, American Werewolf in London. If you want to hear what we think about it or anything else about the movie, you'll have to check us out on Blockbuster Buffs, the podcast on Apple or Spotify or whatever. Anyway, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Thanks for listening, guys. Watching.
And we may or may not have a Patreon if you want to see full episodes.
We do have one. It's linked in the description. So anyway, goodbye forever.